I talked to the owner over there yesterday, and he is he was up there. Well, he was up here. He lives in Florida. He was up here earlier in the week, and he was telling me, man, that weed killer, man, is some fire weed killer. He said it worked everywhere, and that's what I'm saying about the weed killer. And I know there's going to be somebody got some bad things to say, but the weed killer down here where I'm at, you're not going to really be able to keep up with the yards and make top dollar if you don't use weed killer. Not right now with the rain and all. I got customers going to weekly. Yeah, I bet the weekly guys are loving this now, because they actually got something to do every week. Under normal circumstances, the weekly guys, that do the yards weekly, they are, to hear them say they don't struggle for work, but for me, I don't, and my clientele is totally different. So none of the customers I have will let me go weekly. None of them, unless like now, like the one we did yesterday, the two we did yesterday in the gated community. A lot of times, if we start getting a lot of good rain early in the season, they'll go to weekly, and I like that because I charge the same. For those particular properties, I like weekly. I don't mind. I mean, I'm not people always come at me talking about I'm against weekly. I'm not against weekly. Not at all, really. I mean, weekly means more money. But what happens is the yards don't need it weekly for the most part. During a normal summer time, they don't need it weekly. And I will do every property. I don't have I don't have any weeklies that's going into the season, and I don't mind weeklies. What I don't like is that if you're doing lawns every other week and then you sprinkle in 20 weeklies, it becomes a problem for me anyway. So I'm all for weekly as long as everybody's doing weekly. I'm all for it, man. Hell, I'm all for every 10 days as long as everybody's doing every 10 days. As far as all the customers, is what I mean. Because if you have 10 properties on one route and you're going every week, then the other folks on the route, 7 of the properties are bi-weekly and 2 of the properties are weekly. That's a problem now, because now you're gonna find yourself going on that route and only doing 2 properties when there's actually 9. I like the weeklies, this time of year, because it's not as much work when you pull up over there, and I charge the same. I don't give them any better of a deal because it's weekly, because I'm on an every 2-week deal, but they will have me, come every week, if we get a lot of rain. And we have gotten a lot of rain, a whole lot. I can't remember, a time when we got this much great rain this early in the season. So, yeah. So today we got not quite as much money as we've been doing. I want to say around 800, but it could be a little bit more. Let me tell this customer right here. Yeah, yesterday we got rained out a little bit. Usually I try to have one day a week, usually it's on Friday, to where it's light duty, but the rain this week and everything has made it where it's not going to be no light duty. They ain't no getting off early today. I'll be grateful to get everything on the list done today. And if we can get everything on this list done today, and we don't have no problems, I'll probably break Cam off some extra money, because he's done really good this week. He's taken the criticism, or the constructive criticism, I should say, like a champ, and that's what you want. It's a given that when you have young men out here working for you and they don't know anything, that there's going to be some challenges along the way. It's how they react to these things that determine whether, well, number one, whether they're going to be out here or not. And working for me is not a, you know, I mean, it ain't a glorified job for sure, and it ain't, you know. But for Cam at this point in his life, at this juncture in his life, it's a great thing for him, and it's a great thing for me. So he's really done a lot of the grunt work that I don't want to do, and I'm grateful for that, right? And I don't like to just tell guys, you know, good job, though I do tell them that. I like to show them too. So with the little things that you can do, you know, you can buy them lunch or buy them breakfast, throw them a few extra dollars. You know, if a lot of times on some of the work that we do, if Cam was older, he could go back and he could do, you know, other jobs on the customer property that I may not want to do. You know, Zach used to do all kinds of stuff. He'd make a lot of money outside of working for me. I might have a customer have a pile of branches they want to pick up or whatever. They'd ask me how much. I said, I don't know, but I'd say about $100, $150. And then the customer would say, okay. And I'll say, well, I'll let one of my guys do it. And you can just deal with him. You know, I've done that quite a bit. But somebody's Cam's age can't really get in like that because he don't have a driver's license and he can't drive. But Zach and a lot of the guys used to do that kind of thing all the time. So it's all got to do a video over the credit card on file. And I will say that even though I don't particularly like the dude, the credit card on file thing, that has been one thing that I haven't done. And I'm sure, but I don't have a problem getting paid. I guess if I started running into a lot of issues of getting paid, then I would think different. But I seen the guy, you know, him do the one where the credit card was declined. You know, I never thought about that. I never thought about if you get them on a credit card on file and then the credit card declines. I never thought about that. It's funny that I don't know why I never thought about that, but usually the yards that I do, I mean, if the customer's credit card is going to decline $70 or whatever, then that's probably not going to be a good customer unless they just fell on hard times. But if their card declines one time, I'm not going to do their property no more. Not unless there's some, you know, unforeseen circumstance that makes that happen.